first, Cody was like, yo, bro, like, yo, with the content stuff, Cody was kind of like, yo, do this, do that. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, this is not gonna work, bro. Like, I'm explaining to him, but this is before I had any credibility. Like, yo, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, yo, do this. I'm like, yo, bro, this is gonna work. I'm telling you, like, this is what you gotta write. So then later on, Cody kind of just seen me consistently with the content. He's like, yo, bro, just do your thing. Flopped on us. And then later on, like, hit us in the DM. It's like, yo, hey, I'm trying to do a podcast. But now it's like you kind of got the upper hand now. Because now it's like, you want to get on, it's going to come in the feed. For sure. Like, or, you could honestly just forget it. Because, when we were small.
You ain't want to rock with us. Word. I could have saw.
I must have been awesome something else. But,
oh, man.
Nah. Living the single life right now.
Single life?
Archive in the morning.
You already know. Wake up. Like, what the hell did I just put?
Archive in the morning.
Is it like on some like I'm just not looking for it right now, or is it like a generation fraud?
I already will come off smiling off the gate, and usually I start off with a compliment. I'd be like, I just wanted to stop and say you just look gorgeous. That's it.
Oh, my fault. My fault, bro.
And then,
my fault.
And I thank you, and then it just goes on from there.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Young and Dumb Show. It's been a long time coming. It's my first time back recording an episode, and I got my good brothers here with me from the Motion and Success podcast. I appreciate y'all for coming on the podcast, coming on the show.
Thank you.
We got Cody and Ayo. What's good, y'all?
What up? How you doing?
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
That's good. Well, one I want to say, I'm super proud of y'all.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to talk about what y'all do and things like that, but I'm super happy of everything that y'all built, what y'all been growing, what y'all stand for, the Motion and Success that y'all put in a space, right? So tell us about the Motion and Success podcast, what y'all do. Let's get it.
Yeah, so Motion and Success. Aaliyah seen this thing from the start.
We
was out in Atlanta doing interviews in the public.
Yes, sir.
Standing up interviews. We did about like 150 interviews in a weekend.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
From there, we posted like content every single day for about maybe like 5, 6, 7 months straight.
Yeah.
So now, if you fast forward to today, 120,000, millions of views, and we're still growing. We still don't know it all, but
right.
You definitely could see the impact it's having on people's lives, and definitely, we're gonna keep going.
So, all right, let's do a little backstory. Backstory to how y'all met. Like, how did the Motion and Success podcast even become a thing? Are y'all childhood friends? Like, how y'all met?
It's kind of funny because we met in Atlanta.
Word.
Yeah, we met in Atlanta. It was the Circle of CEOs conference. That was probably what year? Like 2022 or 2021?
It's probably like 2020.
So y'all both came from Brooklyn and went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, came from New York and went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was funny because how it happened was I think they had they had like Zoom calls like before the conference.
Yeah, Facebook group.
Yeah, and they had like a Facebook group, and it was like post what city you coming from, and connect with somebody. So I posted, I'm like, yo, I'm from New York. I'm flying down from New York to Atlanta. I'm going by myself. I ain't have no friends to come with me. So I'm like, yo, pull up with me. Not pull up with me, but like, yo, who's out here from New York that we could connect with? And Ayo DMs me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm from New York. We looking to connect. I'm like, I bet. And then when we got to the conference, I seen him. So, oh shit, what's going on, bro? And I met some other dude I went to high school with out there.
Okay.
So we was rocking out for like the whole weekend, and from there we just, we kind of locked in, but not really locked in for real. We just stayed connected on Instagram, and that was really it. And then InvestFest, probably like a year or two later, same thing happened. I said I was going to InvestFest, and he said he was going to, but I'm like, all right, cool. If I see you, I see you. If I don't, it's cool. But whichever way, we ended up bumping into each other, and he had his camera, he had his microphone, and he's like, yo, we trying to get some interviews and whatnot. So at first, I'm like, I'm not really in the vibe to do that right now, And he's like, yo, you sure? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. And then after that, I'm like,
Let me do
let's
it.
run it. Let's run it. So we started going crazy, and I had this little technique on my phone where, because before that, I was going to Times Square. I probably went to Times Square one time, and I was doing like interviews, like with random people, and I wanted to separate myself from the regular credit people. So that's what I wanted to do, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. And we started asking questions like, would you date a guy with bad credit? Are you financially smart or dumb? Things like that. And then we just locked in, and we just came up with a name. We seen, Troy and Rashad. We like, yo, these dudes are from New York, and they crushing it. You know,
that's a fact.
So it really inspired us.
That's a fact. Now I remember that was InvestFest 2023.
Yeah.
Right, and I remember that was my first time meeting y'all there too in person. Like I knew I had you on social media. I didn't even know you. Yeah. And that was our first time like all connected. And I remember that interview that we did, and y'all was going around doing y'all interviews. I remember y'all building the platform. I remember y'all having like 20 followers, 100, 500,
yes,
1,000,
yes,
10,000. I'm like 30,000, like, and now to 120,000. Like, salute to y'all for real. Like, I think it's super dope, and I think, and even to myself, right? Like, I stopped my podcast, so just to see the consistency, right? And also the collaboration that was here too. Like, to even hit him up on something like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from coming up, like, let's connect, things like that. And for y'all to like not know each other and to come together and build this platform is definitely super dope. All right, so now that we understand that you got the podcast platform, I need y'all to give us some game. All right?
Okay.
So we are in an age where podcasting is important, right? I see how podcasting is important. Like, the most views I get on my page is from, talking on podcasts, having conversations and things like that. And how can the everyday person like yourselves start a podcast and build their platform to over 100,000 subscribers? Like, give us the steps. Like, what did y'all do? Like,
I feel like it's all about the niche, and being consistent. Like, for us, it was entrepreneurship. It was like financial literacy, and we knew that people want to know how to make money. So that one right there, we like, all right, if we stay in this lane, it's definitely gonna grow. So find your niche. Some people say maybe like the big 3 or 4 niches is health, wealth,
fitness.
Health, wealth, fitness, relationship. So if you even see online, those are all the podcasts that go crazy. Relationship, people talking about all type of crazy stuff. So find your niche that you're comfortable talking in, and then the most important I'll say is consistency. Like, a lot of people, because early on you're not gonna see no views, you're not gonna get no likes. Realistically, your circle's so small to the point it's probably people that know you that are seeing your content. But the more you post, you're gonna get more exposure to different people. So once you get more exposure to different people, you don't count on family or friends to like your stuff. You just let the algorithm push it to the right people. So consistency that's the main thing. Consistency, but consistency with improvement. Like, if you posting and you seeing like, your views not going up, but you still posting the same style, it's like you're not kind of like fixing your content up. Like, you could shoot a content with one camera in your basement, and the thing is that you post that maybe for like the first month, second month, you like, oh, I want to get the quality better. Then you kind of upgrade. So then you just reflect on it and then just get better and better. Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact. And I don't know if I ever told you this, but you dad helped me out one day. Like, I think you had made like a post and you was like, yo, I'm really getting this content stuff on lock. Like, hit me up if you need help with your content. So I'm like, dang, I need help with my content. Like, I'll post videos and these videos get 10 likes, right? And you spend 2 hours editing one video to get 10 likes. It's like, yo, like, it's crazy. I don't feel like doing this no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, like, what's good? Like, what I got to do with my page? You hit me back like, yo, your content is really good. I think that you should just make more clickbait what do you say, captions, right? And you was like, post your captions like this. I started doing that. My page legit started growing, like, in real life. I'm like, oh nah, this is fire, right? And I started seeing like, this is what works, right? So when it comes to content creations, right, how do you perfect the clip, right? Like, what are some things? No, because this is that's the type of time we live in, right? Where like, we live in a clip society, right? Where you have to have the perfect clip. You got to say the viral thing. You got to do, like, you got to say things a specific 100%. Way. You got to caption it a specific way to get the person attention. So, and y'all do that very well. So give us the game. I'm sorry, you gotta share the source.
Honestly, I feel like it's all about, going through the podcast, and we all got phones, we all on social media, so we see content that we just like, damn, this caught my attention. So that's how I kind of view when I'm looking through the videos. I'm like, damn, this is a good clip. Or even when I'm on the podcast live, I'm like, yeah, he said something real good. Like, this is gonna be a good clip. So think about what you was like, yeah, this is good. Like, what you genuinely enjoyed the person said, or something that you think is viral, and then just clip it up nicely. I'd say first 5 seconds is super important, because I didn't see people who got nice videos, but the first 5 seconds is super boring. They don't get straight to the point, so you might have to do a lot of cutting to get like a particular part right before that 15-second ends on the story, because when you post on your story, that's usually how it gets
seen
via viral, because people posting their story. So that 15 seconds, you want it to really like be something like eye catching, so people could just click on the video. So sometimes you might have to cut certain parts out, push it to the front, push this one to the back, and just reorganize it. So it's a science to it, but with AI it's a little bit easier. So what I typically do, I probably started doing this probably like last year, was you could go on ChatGPT and be like, hey, write me a viral Instagram video title for da 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 da, and then it literally just gives you a whole bunch of
things
captions. Yeah.
So do you insert the video into it, right? Like,
nah,
do you insert?
I just insert the caption that I want to put. So it could be something about the video, but what it's gonna do is make it more clickbait. Like, you just be like, clickbait viral, and then it sends you like 10, and then if you don't like the 10, send me another 10.
Yeah.
And then, so now you got an idea of
What you should
like
say.
what you should say, which one is like, this is really good. So yeah, you make your life easier. Use AI, and just think about what would stop you from scrolling on social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so do y'all think how long the clip still matters, right? Because you remember at one point they was like, oh, your clip needs to be 10 seconds. If it's longer than 10 seconds, people's mind, blah blah. So do you think the time still matters, or is it really just making sure that it's a valuable clip?
Yeah, definitely valuable.
And also to add on that too, like one thing that we kind of do is like one of the most important things when it comes to clipping up the episode and like getting like little reels and stuff for your podcast is you ask yourself, would I save this for later, and would I share this with a friend? Would I tag a friend in the comments of this, be like, oh, yo, girl, you need to listen to this, yo, bro, you need to check this out. So it's always got to be save and share worthy, right? Because now I might not need this information for right now, but this life insurance stuff, I might need to come back to this in the next 2-3 weeks from now.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna save this for a little bit later on. I'm gonna come back to it. So that's one thing that helps boost up the engagements on that reel. Another thing too is when you're interviewing somebody, the best way to like interview somebody is usually ask them in 3 different ways, right? So what he just said with the ChatGPT, that's definitely a clip. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's definitely a nice clip right there. So one of the things that you can do is you can ask your guests to have like an engaging conversation is stories, steps, and lists, right? So you're going to ask them, you ask them stories, steps, and lists. So now sometimes is like, for example, we interviewed somebody yesterday, and their story was, they left their ex-husband. Their ex-husband tried to kill him, right? So that's a great story. You ask them, list, what was the steps that you took to actually leave a marriage like that? Things like that. You know what I mean? So most times those are the kind of like things that go a little bit viral. And another thing, if you want to like kind of like catch people and stop them and get them a little tight, is just ask them a little controversial little question.
Like I did to me. Like I did to me. Yep.
Ask them a little controversy. Get them stirred up just a little bit. You know what I mean? And you just let them talk.
All right, so I got a little controversial. I don't know if it's controversial. What would you say is the worst thing about having guests on podcasts?
What's the worst thing?
Yes. Or like trying to get guests, having guests.
last minute cancellations. Sometimes.
Yeah, that.
Now I got a story. I don't know if I should say their name, but I had this rapper, right?
Yeah.
He's about to come on a show. And at that time, so I was recording at this one location, but I couldn't record there anymore. So I had to find another location. And because this was such a high profile rapper, I'm like, dang, I got to get a location that's like valid, a good spot. You know what I'm saying? So I secured a good location, all that. Went to the spot, set up, all that. Followed up. We were supposed to record, I think, at like 7.
Yeah.
Followed up with their manager around 3, like, yo, y'all still good? You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, we good. Boom. All right. 6 o'clock come. I hit them up like, yo, I'm here setting up. Let me know when you're on the way. No response for a minute.
Man.
I'm like, okay. Like, I'm starting, my heart's starting to, you know? But I'm like, all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, rappers be late all the time. Now, 6:50 come. I don't hear no response. So now the people like, yo, they still pulling up. I'm like, yeah, I think so. Like, you know, I didn't get a response back, but I'm waiting for them to respond. Mind you, I'm all set up. Now I'm just sitting there waiting. Yeah. Now, 7:15 hit. Manager hit me like, yo, he said his driver didn't come pick him up. If you don't get your butt in your car and drive, like, that pissed me off. Like, sometimes when you, like, recording a podcast, people don't understand how much work goes into
it's a lot of work
to doing a podcast. Like, it's not like I gotta go to the spot, I gotta set up, I gotta wait for you, I gotta record, then I gotta break down. Like,
it takes a lot. It takes a lot when it comes to podcasting because, for one, especially if you don't know the person, you know, you got to do some research, you know, and that comes with. You might have to watch 2 or 3 episodes that are an hour long. You might have to, you know, go through their page and go all the way down to the bottom of their page just to see what kind of stuff they talk about. You might have to, you know, look at some of their most viral clips on their social media page. So it does take a lot of time, you know, as far as like preparing for a conversation, because you can have a whole conversation for an hour and it's not engaging and nobody watches it.
That's a fact.
You know, so definitely having like just the preparation before, during, and after is a whole task by itself.
That's a fact.
So yeah.
So how would you say you kind of make a podcast engaging, right? I think for me, I think energy plays a big part, a big role. Yeah. But how do you kind of get like the guests engaged? Because I like how you said like the 3 tips that you gave, but how do people who may be a little bit introverted get like a podcast going? Like,
we actually
I just was about to say that.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
we had it. We had one guest. It was her first podcast. So, you know, she came dressed to par, you know, everything. But when the pod started, she was a little bit, I don't know if she was nervous, anxious, but we would be like, where you from? New York. How was life growing up? It was good. Like, so me and Cody, we're like, huh? How we get? But then later on, she started warming up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, started feeling more comfortable. Started elaborating on more stories. But definitely, it took us to keep kind of asking her like open questions, like something that'll make her, you know, give a longer response. But it definitely is people who just come on one word answers, and it's like, you know. Yeah. But it's typically people who it's like their first pod.
Yeah.
And most times is like you about to sit on the couch for an hour, you know, like at least want to talk to the person. You know what I mean? At least want to talk to the person, because if it just doesn't feel good, might as well not even do it.
Yep. That's a fact.
You know.
So how do y'all go about getting guests?
Well, honestly, you start with your network. You know, you start with your network, and most times is like people try to go for like, and it all depends on what kind of conversation you're having. In our case, we're interviewing entrepreneurs, right? So most times is we want to have conversations with people that are more established, right? So if you're more established and, you know, you're just a brand new podcast, you might want to start with somebody that's just making a few dollars in their business, you know, just a little ahead of where you might be, right? And then from there, you know, you start getting a little bit more traction. You keep up the consistency, keep going, keep posting. And then at the end of every episode, you'll ask the person, be like, hey, listen, so you know anybody else that might be interested?
Yep.
You know, any three to five people that might be interested in a podcast. You take a picture with them, you save the picture, you be like, all right, cool, just send me, just create a quick group chat real quick, right? And then be like, hey, you just do a quick introduction right there.
Makes
And then
sense.
it's your job to keep on following up with that person, so that way you could go ahead and, get them on your show.
That makes a lot of sense. So now I guess my biggest question is, like, how do you make a podcast profitable, right? Because I think starting off, you have a lot of you don't have overhead per se. Well, you may
you
right?
do
have overhead. You do have
It definitely
overhead,
costs
right?
to start a pod.
Because you have the studio fees and
editing,
and if you don't have studio, you have to buy the equipment, right? So you do have overhead. So how do you start making your podcast profitable in the beginning phases, or is it one of those things where you just got to kind of like wait it out? Like, what do y'all?
Definitely. When we first started, it was like no money coming in. Like literally, it was just content for like the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then shout out to Brendan Boyd. He told us about the VIP package. So that gives you the option to package up things that you would already do. So clips, B-roll, package it up, and charge a fee for it. So we wouldn't charge for the pod, being that we was a small, we had a small audience. We wasn't as big. So we would just be like, yo, hey, offer the package. Some people turned it down. I'm going to be honest. Some people turned it down. They're like, nah. But some people seen the value. They're like, yo, I want my clips. Like, hey, like, send me the B-roll. Like, they really wanted it. They wanted to do ads. So you could do a VIP package. And then even early on, what you could also do is you could possibly even charge guests depending on, how much you want to charge. Yeah. Because then you could just tell them, like, hey, the editing costs. Let them know, like, yo, editing really costs for podcasts.
No, editing costs better. And time.
Time too.
Yeah, because
the time, exactly.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
So I just say definitely just shoot an offer, but early on you probably wouldn't get a lot of people taking your offer, so just expect that, but just have one in place, because especially entrepreneurs, they have money, so.
Yeah, they got money.
They got money.
They be in Louis. They be, cashing out, PJs, whatever the case may be. 6-figure days, $50,000 months.
Yep.
And they posting their receipts. So I know you got bread.
Yeah.
So,
but also to add on to that too, like with the VIP package, some of the things that we were including was we would do like 10 clips, right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing. We might say, hey, listen, we have a photographer in the back. He would go ahead and take a few pictures, right? A lot of times people like those pictures. Another thing that we were doing was we'll have them sit down after the end of the podcast, and we'll put a camera on them and be like, hey, listen, you got an offer. You probably sell something. You got some products or services that you sell. Just record a quick 30 to 45 second ad, and you put that inside of the episode, right? Or you could put it in another episode, right? So that's one thing that you can do as well. If you got merch, in your case, you got merch, people like the drip. Like, all right, cool. It comes all bundled up in this one thing, and now you be able to go ahead and sell that as an offer. And we were selling like $500, $300, $350. I think the highest at one point we did like $750. Yeah, for VIP package. So that kind of it kind of helped us with our editing and upgrading little cameras, little things. We might buy a microphone here and there, so it helped us to like just upgrade a little bit. Yeah.
So I would say doing this podcast together takes a lot of trust, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, especially y'all didn't know each other before.
Yeah.
How often are y'all building together when it comes to the podcast, and how do y'all hold each other accountable, right? Because what if you like, yo, I'm tired, I just came from work, I don't feel like recording. Like, how do y'all keep the partnership going? Like, how are y'all doing that?
Well, it definitely was tough early on, because especially you're not seeing no money, you're not seeing like real results, so you could easily fall off and be like, nah, after this. But just be on the phone, talk about the vision, where you see this thing going, and just consistently talk about it, and then you kind of see little wins, celebrate the little
Small
wins, like
wins,
small wins,
exactly.
like yo, we just booked this guest, yo, for real. That keeps you going, and you know, definitely like accountability, like yo, and we play our roles. Like, see, Cody's more so like the social guy, so he'll text the guest, he'll call, get on the phone with the guest, you know, and things like that. I handle more so like the content, posting on social media. So we just play our roles and, you know, just understand what works and what doesn't.
So, but in order to get that, was there like a conversation that needs to be had? Did y'all have to set like some boundaries or something like that? Yeah. Like, for me, like, give me the insight.
I ain't gonna
like,
lie. At first, Cody was like, yo, bro, like, yo, with the content stuff, Cody was kind of like, yo, do this, do that. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, this is not going to work, bro. Like, I'm explaining to him, but this is before I had any credibility. He's like, yo, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, yo, do this. I'm like, yo, bro, this is going to work. I'm telling you, like, this is what you got to write. So then later on, Cody kind of just seen me consistently with the content. He's like, yo, bro, just do your thing. Just, you know, just do your thing. So I'm like, you know what? So then that's when I just started focusing on the content. And, you know, they gave me that ability to just get better and better. Because now it's like, Cody wasn't like butting in, so then it's like, yo. Yeah,
so Cody was the problem.
Word. At one point, I'm like, nah,
we had
bro,
two different
it's
views.
not gonna work.
We had two different views.
Yeah.
So, you know, later on, it's just like, yo, we gotta go with what's working.
That makes sense. So you feel like, so Cody was trying to like bring in like how he was doing content with his business.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. He was trying to give you some credit, some business fund and stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, I done got a few 10,000 videos, you know, 10,000 view videos. Come on, like, this shit is just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Put this caption like this. Nah, bro, but you gotta think of it like this. I'm like, come on. I you know what? Fuck it. Just do it, bro. Ever since then, I just let him rock. I don't, whatever caption he throw up, whatever thumbnail, just do it.
That's
you
the
know?
thing, just knowing your role too. And then even like sometimes we'll have some guests who, you know, they'll probably be flying in, but then they're like, yo, I don't pay for pods. You know what I mean? So me, I'm trying to be the nice guy. I'm like, yo, off the strength, you know, we probably gonna. But then I'm like, behind my head, I'm like, yo, this dude's a millionaire. You know what he mean? He not paying for pods, like, you know. So Cody would handle that side and be like, hey man, unfortunately, nah, we not doing that. So if it was me, I'd probably be like, yo, bro, pull up, like, you're free.
Yeah.
And then immediately, like, he changed his mind. So now you could see, like, when you sit and you talk, and you kind of like, you know, are able to talk to them, tell them the offer, you know, they'll change their mind. But you know, so just knowing your roles and things.
Yeah. Now that's a fact. So how would y'all say? So at what point of the podcast do you think you should start charging or start creating those VIP packages and stuff like that? Like at what level do you think you have that type of credibility? Like,
well, you can start with the
10K?
VIP pack from the start. You can start from the start.
Okay.
Like, that you could come out the gate swinging with that VIP package, and you better start off with the VIP pack because you ain't gonna make too much money in podcasting, you know, for a very long time.
Yep.
You know, we've been doing it for about a year and a half, like a year and 6 months now, and you know, a lot, like the whole year, like it wasn't really any kind of growth as far as finances, you know, until kind of like recently where, you know, we started making a little bit more money with the podcast. But as far as monetizing, when you should start charging when people are reaching out to you, right? That's how you're going to know when you're going to start charging, right? Yeah. When they start reaching out to you, be like, yo, I want to get on the show, you know, I'm definitely willing to come on. And if they asking for it, then it's gonna come with a charge, you know.
That's a fact.
And then people are flying in. People start flying in to
dope.
see
you.
The
girl yesterday, she was like, she flew in and come on your pod.
Yeah. She flew in. So when you start seeing, the people start hearing, and then at the end of the day, if you're talking to entrepreneurs and they're starting to get more views, their followers are going up, their calendars are getting booked up, they're selling more products, they're selling more services. Yep. Definitely gotta charge.
Nah, your podcast definitely is valuable. I definitely saw my followers go up, but
I
don't know if they was going up, but I don't know if it was going up for a good reason. You know, they was violating me too, so I don't know. They was definitely violating. Yeah. But so I want to ask this, right? Tell us a story of let me see. Like, has there ever been a time when somebody kind of like was like, nah, I don't want to come on the podcast when y'all was first, like,
Oh, yeah.
and then like
absolutely.
spent the block.
Absolutely.
All right, tell us a story. You don't have to disclose their name if you don't want to, but
I don't know, who could we it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
so
It's a lot.
so how do y'all deal with that? How do y'all accept them afterwards? Like,
You can't take it personal.
Yeah, can't take it personal.
Can't take it personal.
Definitely can't take it personal. And you just got to realize, like, the more you get bigger, the more valuable, you become. So we definitely did have one.
A few.
Flopped on us. And then later on, like, hit us in the DM. I was like, yo, hey, I'm trying to do a podcast. But now it's like you kind of got the upper hand now. Because now it's like, you want to get on, it's going to come with a fee. For sure. Like, or, you could honestly just forget it. Because, when we were small,
you ain't want to rock with us.
it was flopping. So yeah, it comes with it. It comes with it for sure.
That's a fact. All right. Do y'all feel like as you guys are getting bigger, are there certain guests that you are no longer willing to have on your podcast?
Yeah. I'm the person in right now, bro. You're not ready.
So what do you feel like you look for? Like what
Well, I mean, like I said, you gotta like. We're not gonna sit here on a conversation. We're not gonna sit here on the couch for an hour, and I'm not enjoying the conversation. So if you're more like in the startup phase, you haven't really done too much. I mean, it's no hard feelings, but
it's like you're not here yet.
yeah, you're not there yet, and we all was there. We was at a point where we was at 0 followers. The people that we interviewed, they were at nothing. They started from scratch. So we talking to people that has motion and success. So
I like that.
It's not to be like the bad guy or the mean guy, but it's like, what we talking about for an hour, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, follow me on the gram. Yo, what am I following you for? You don't post what I want to see, bro. It'd be things like that. So as far as like what we look for is, do you have something that we can actually talk about that's entertaining and also valuable? Are you ahead of us in like certain things? And you might not even be ahead of us. You could be a peer. Like for example, we're peers.
Yeah.
We had 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
We're having relatability conversations, like regular conversations.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So it don't necessarily have to be you're further than us. It can also be peer relationship.
I think it's
like
the
that.
value.
The value as well.
You got to add value, and I think value comes after you've experienced some things in business. You've done some things where it's like you can speak on stuff now because you've done it. But I think when you're at that beginner phase, sometimes it's like you don't have that level of expertise.
Exactly.
Yet. So that's a fact. That's dead a fact. Now, so I do have some topics I want to talk about, but before we get to that, I do want to go back to the posting the clip. Does it matter what time you post?
Honestly, I would say being consistent in time frames. Sometimes you could see the analytics, like what time your followers is on most of the time. So just find out what time most of your followers is on, and then just post at that time. Like it could peak at certain hours, like 12 p.m. when people on lunch break, or 6 everybody's off work. So just kind of gauge it like that. Or 9 people getting ready for work. So people opening their phones during those hours. So just keep that in mind.
And
so what's our golden hour?
I mean, for us, before it was like probably 3 times a day or so, but now it's more so like at least before 9 p.m.
When you have one episode, so let's say you sit down with a person for about like an hour 30 minutes, right? How many clips are you posting from that one episode on your page? 5?
Like 5. Yeah, 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how's your rollout? Like, do you do it like before the episode drops or when the episode drops? Like, how you?
Funny enough, we was doing it before the episode dropped, but I was realizing the views wasn't going up because it's like now you got all these clips, but the video's not out. So I had switched it to when the video drops, then the clips roll out because then it drives traffic to the video. So you just learn things like that along the way.
I might have to take that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I might have to take that.
Here is the real kicker to boost up the engagements on your YouTube videos and your podcast. So with our clips, what we do is, not every single clip, at the end of it, we will have a little call to action where like a fire come across the screen. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that. So now you're gonna be able to start increasing your subscriber count.
Yeah.
right? One time we was looking through our dashboard analytics on YouTube Studios, and the amount of people that was searching our page, I'm like, yo, like it's kind of like when you go to Google or go to Amazon and you search, all right, cool, let me get a pair of Asics or whatever the case may be. People are searching for, the actual thing. So now just by adding that little clip at the end with the call to action, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
That will boost it up.
We actually got that from Aaliyah too. I seen Aaliyah had done it before us.
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta do that too.
And the lady from Pop the Balloon too.
Yeah.
After every clip I seen you had that, like subscribe.
Yeah.
With your podcast channels.
What's good, y'all? It's Aaliyah from Financial Revolution. Are you broke or are you brilliant? This is the #1 financial literacy drinking game. This is a way for you to test your financial knowledge with your friends, with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, anybody. So now here's how you play the game. So we have Q&A cards. These Q&A cards have different financial questions, such as, what does APR stand for? Do you know what that stands for? If you get it correct, you receive a currency card. The more currency cards you have, that's how you win the game. Now, where it gets fun and cool, people have to take a shot for their poor financial decisions that they made. So we have take a shot cards. So now on this take a shot card, it says, take a shot if you don't have stocks. Or take a shot if you don't have credit. Or take a shot if you ever paid an overdraft fee. I know y'all would be drunk by now. Now, make sure you go to my website and you get your Broker Brilliant today so that you can play this. Again, this is a fun financial literacy drinking game. And you might see a little discount. Run over. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode. Now, I definitely think it helps because it tells them, like, hey, there's more. That's not it. Especially when it's like those viral videos, right? Because perfect example, the video of me that went viral, right? What people weren't getting was that, like, it was a whole conversation, prior to this, that, like, a whole build up. So it was like, watch the whole episode, then come back.
Then come back
and tell us, because now you get the full story. Exactly. So I think when you like tell them that there's more, people understand, because sometimes there'll be clips where like that's it, that's all the person said, right? But then sometimes it's like this came from a whole hour thing, like watch the whole thing, because I done seen people who have clips where 10 million views, but then the episode has like 100 views, right? Because people don't know to go. Right. So that's definitely
a fact. That's the thing about content that goes viral over 100K. You're gonna have like 50-50 like sides, or a lot of people gonna take your side, some people gonna go against your side, and people really take this personal.
No,
they take it personal.
Like, I ain't even gonna lie, the topic that you was talking about was a topic like I knew it was gonna go viral just because like
he said, let me get this clip.
Bro, he said
just because behind my head I'm like, I know people gonna have a different view, like so you thinking like that, you like I could see like it's gonna cause engagement in the comments. Like,
and that's all that matters. I think in life, not everybody's gonna agree with what you say. Especially, you can tell somebody the sky's blue. Somebody is going to tell you the sky is green.
Bro, it's green.
Like somebody is going to argue that down and believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of world we live in.
They be arguing about it too on TikTok. So you can see the same content on TikTok is stirring up another debate on TikTok. So it's like that's viral content.
And they was trying to violate me. So I was telling Cody last night, this one guy commented, he was like, he said it looks like you can't understand your sexual identity, so what makes you feel like you could talk about this? I was like, damn, bro,
going crazy.
I'm like,
somebody went too. They went commenting on my post. How was it like voting for Trump?
Oh yeah, the Trump joint.
Like, God damn. And mind you, I was on vacation at the time. I'm like,
nah,
damn. That was harsh.
This one girl, mad funny. So much so that she deleted her comment. Like, it's not there no more. We had a whole back and forth, but it was a good conversation. So her whole point was on what she said. She was like, yo, I'm in Ghana right now. Well, let me give y'all the backstory of the clip so y'all not just confused. Basically, y'all asked me a question about, we was talking about like Africa and the exploitation that's going on in there and things like that, and colonization, and I basically said like, yo, there's Chinatown in Ghana. That's a problem. She comments on a post and she goes, I'm in Ghana right now. There's no such thing as a Chinatown. Y'all Black Americans are always talking and saying stuff, and y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all Black Americans always asking for him. That was like, she was going crazy on us. Right? So I responded back and I said, hey, LOL, I've been to Ghana. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. You could also look it up and see it as well on the internet too. And I was like, and Black Americans move a certain way because of systems that were put in place for us to move this way, right? Same way that there's a system put in place to make sure that we are arguing on this post right now. Yeah. She goes, yeah, but the Chinese people, they are coming here to invest in our country, blah, 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 saying all this stuff. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, Black Americans don't even want to come invest in our country, boom, boom, boom. I responded back and I said, I get what you're saying, but what happens when the investors own all the land? Yeah. She responds back. She goes, "You know what? You're right. Actually right." Yeah, that was her response. I wasn't even expecting that.
I'm like, deleted everything else.
Then further, right? Yeah. Then she goes, what did she say after that? She goes, "You know what? You're actually right. I just looked at your page. I like your page and what you talk about. And I see your last name is Dua. Are you from Ghana? Because Dua is a big African name." Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, that's where my family's from." She was like, "Wow, I'm gonna follow your page now." Then all I deleted the comment, right? Because she was wrong, like just strong and wrong. But again, I feel like that's what we have these podcasts for at the end of the day. To stir up conversations, to get people talking. So it's just like, we can't be mad when people start.
You can't. I mean,
it comes with it.
Nah, that's a fact.
And they just accept the hate and the love, you know?
That's definitely a fact. So let me ask y'all this, right? So in this day and age, right? And this is something that I saw everybody commenting on the post y'all had of me. People have a problem saying that, like, everybody just kind of has this right to get on social media and talk, right? Whether they're right or they're wrong. How do y'all feel about that?
How do I feel about that? I ain't gonna lie, there is some big, people that I watch and I admire. I respect their work. And I don't like when they be like, all right, cool. They just get anybody mics to talk on and say what they want to say nowadays. It's getting out of control. I'm like, well, nigga, how you got up to where you at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate when people are talking, but next thing you know, they turn around and the same thing, they doing the same exact thing. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I do agree at some points. Like, they just get anybody a microphone and sit down and talk. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, cool. It's either you're going to tune into the conversation or you're not, you know? But everybody has the opportunity to go ahead and post what they want to post. You know, a lot of times people take, certain things too personal, how I view certain things or how other people talk. So I think, honestly and truly, like, they say if you don't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't popping. Like that. You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Sometimes not everybody gonna rock with you. So it's cool, but I think everybody should be able to have a microphone because it's entertaining at the end of the day.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I can't lie. Sometimes it's like, what some people do probably get mad at is, like facts that, I don't know, like research and shit. Some people, they just like, oh, you got the fact checkers in the comments, like, fact checkers. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's like, damn, maybe I should have probably, like, did some research and be like, yo, hey, all right, because they're going to pull in the comments like, yo, this person's wrong and this is why and this is where I've seen it. So definitely, like, getting on the mic comes with some type of research as well. Because if you say something crazy, they're going to call you out.
So, okay, but whose fault do you think that is? Do you think that's the platform's fault? So let's say y'all have Motion and Success and y'all bring up somebody who is a whole scam, right?
Yeah.
Is that y'all fault or is it the person's fault? Is it a dual type of accountability right there?
Say both.
It'll be dual for sure. Yeah. It definitely will be dual. Because at some point, you start to grow like some kind of credibility. So it's like at the end of the day, when you get to a certain level, it's like, yo, like they're gonna trust everything you say or do. Yeah. And a lot of people don't have a mind for themselves to be able to sit back, take a step back, do their own research and make their own decision. People make their own decisions based off of what everybody else is doing. Yep. So that's where the problem comes in. If you're not a person where, you don't take take the time to go out and like actually open up a book, crack open a book and start reading or start doing a little research versus like the surface level information that you're hearing, then social media ain't for you, because you're just gonna
Yeah.
take everything and run with it.
That's a fact. That's a
You
fact.
know?
I be having mixed feelings, right? Because I do get it. Sometimes it do be annoying where somebody comes on the internet, says something mad crazy, especially people who have large platforms, right?
Yeah.
They say something mad crazy because somebody's going to copy that and it's going to be all the way wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then sometimes I think my thing just be like, who's to say you that's commenting is correct?
Yeah, it's true.
Because now you're getting on social media and saying something, right?
Yeah.
And I think another thing people got to understand is that a lot of what social media is feeling based things, right? It's not a lot of people speaking facts.
Yeah.
A lot of people are speaking on how they feel about a situation versus like what they what they know, like the fact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I want to ask y'all this, right? How do y'all go about when a family member or somebody that you cool with want to come on a podcast? And like, you know what I'm saying? No, because this is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I have people hit me up like, yo, Leah, I started this business, can you come on my podcast? So I had an intern of mine hit me up like, yo, Leah, come on the podcast. And it's just like, damn, like, I don't want you to think that you not it, but it's just like,
Yeah. I'll be like, yo, we charge for this kind of stuff. They be like, really? Yeah, this whole business.
so, okay. And then if they willing to pay, you have them come on?
Yeah, probably not. 'Cause, I definitely had that too. Some people like, yo, I know somebody, yo, he's killing it. I'm like, what he's doing? He's selling CMOS, and I'm like, yo, bro.
CMOS that good. CMOS that good, bro. CMOS,
I'm like-
chill.
I'm like, yo.
CMOS is
I'm
that
like, yo, we
good.
get on the out pod with bro, and what we gonna really talk about?
CMOS is good though. CMOS is that good. Like,
So
bro, you sleeping on it.
I know, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, I support it, but to have our conversation on it, you know what I mean? I'm like, so it don't benefit us in any way.
Say you
know what I
selling
mean?
CMOS. Nah,
I'm like, nah,
No, bro, we should have him on the pod.
yeah.
Nah, you can have a good conversation. You could talk about health. You could talk about the benefits of CMOS. Because I have a cousin who sells CMOS, and I told her I wanted to do an episode with her just because I think that when it comes to this health stuff,
It's important.
I think it's super important. And I'm like a big voice for the everyday person.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't care about, not that I say I don't care, but I feel like sometimes once you hit like that multi-million-dollar level when you in certain crews, you start to be like at a higher level. Like people no longer see themselves in you no more, right? They don't identify, right? It's almost like people, like the average basketball player don't even identify with like a LeBron James. Because it's like, in my mind, LeBron James is just way too, you know what I'm saying?
Far
But
off.
I think sometimes when you have like the average quote unquote person come on a podcast and share a story of like how they made it out this situation or how they built this health company or this or did that, it's a little bit more relatable to the average person. And there's more average people than there is people who are multi-millionaires or on that high level.
You know what's crazy? We thought about doing something like that. We thought about it, and we were gonna use that as like a way to like be like a cash cow for the podcast. But I'm like, it's not even worth the time, But the way that we were thinking was we could have something called like a B show, So we have Motion and Success podcast. And then we could have Motion and Success, podcast underground or some shit like that. Or X.
Like another show.
Yeah, so like another show featuring, people that might not be there yet. But again, it's like, all right, cool, do I want to have a conversation for like, a whole hour? But then we were thinking, all right, cool, we could probably do it, but that could probably be like a 15 to 20 minute conversation.
It's kind of back to the question I asked y'all about like just people talking. Do you encourage everybody to get podcasts? Like, you know how people like, yo, me and my homegirls, we could really talk. Like, we could really have a whole conversation. Do you encourage that person to start a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think if somebody knows how to talk, they should have a show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this day and age,
I think so.
Like personality, like if you got a fire personality, you could be saying the dumbest things. If you got a fire personality, yo, people gonna rock with you.
Yeah.
No, that is a fact. That is a fact.
That's
People
true.
gonna rock
For the
with
most
You
part,
ever
I know
seen-
this.
You ever seen that dude? She got on bait. The Marco
I
Shamar.
don't know who that is, bro.
They be like, she got on bait.
You know who that is, Ayo?
you.
Bait.
Marco.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a TikTok song.
Nah,
It's a dude
I'm
where
just now
his
finding out
eyes is
Cooking with
twisted.
Kaya.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Even
just-
her cooking with Kaya.
I'm just finding out who that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, cause I think a part of me, and this is just me,
Yeah.
right? I think I'm really big on what do I want to go viral for? Like, what do I want to
yeah.
be popping for? What do I
Yeah.
want to be known for? Like, I don't care to be known, but people know me and I'm a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not, but there's some people who that's their talent, like
Yeah.
They'll do anything
comedians,
for
and you know what I'm
some
saying,
views.
and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm really big on just like I want to have a message. I want
Yeah.
the things that I do that to
Facts.
be meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why when I come and I say the controversial things, I'm not saying it on some like, yo, this about to go viral. I'm saying it on some like, no, we need to talk about this
Yep.
as a people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But yeah.
I agree.
And also for me too, like I'm like, all right, cool. It's also about like having some self integrity, you know.
That's a fact. That's
and
a
also
fact.
like remembering like your character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you could go viral for anything, but do you want to be known for that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you get the clicks, you get the follows, you get the few subscribers, but like now that kind of screws up your opportunity to be able to interview somebody like a President Barack Obama, a Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because of
of
what
the
it
clip
you
that you
represent.
did
Yeah.
a few years back. You know, and the funny thing is, we actually wanted to do like a little relationship in there. You know, a little.
Oh yeah, we got to get to
50-50
that real quick.
questions,
Now that
things
you
like
mention
that.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that because you know. I see the long-term vision. We probably might be able to get somebody, you know, of a high caliber, and that one little clip, they be like, I
Yeah.
don't want
That's
to
a
do
fact.
that.
But
You know,
no lie, I feel like even today, more people should be starting pods because unfortunately, we see like all these platforms now they're removing the censorship situation out, which is, in my opinion, I kind of look at it as a good and bad thing. But now it gives people the opportunity to have freedom of posting content, you know, without backlash, which is going to have its downside because then people going to be wilding. You know how it gets. But this is the best time, I say, to start a podcast if you got an idea.
Yeah, and I think your podcast also don't have to be perfect. I think
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
don't.
people
It
think
don't.
that you got to have the best equipment, you got to have
Yeah.
the best camera because they go on these platforms and they see what other people have. But
Yeah.
people built their way up, right?
Exactly.
Like right now I'm on my two phones, like you feel me? Like I feel like all you need is a good mic,
Yeah.
which you can get these wireless mics right here, $200,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice light. You can get a $20, $30 ring light. You know what I'm saying? Get you a phone, a tripod. You can really start a podcast with like a $300 budget.
Exactly.
$300-$400 budget. You know what I'm saying? And just start building your way up. And if you are someone who knows how to speak and say certain things, like it's gonna start growing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but so I do want to get to some relationship things. You know what I'm saying? Right? Y'all are both young men, right?
Yeah.
Are y'all single? Relationship complicated?
Single.
I'll be seeing you outside. I'll be seeing you outside, Ayo. I'll be seeing you outside.
I'll be chilling, you
I
know.
be-
But nah,
I could have sworn I saw Ayo post a shorty one time.
Oh, word?
really.
I could have
Probably
sworn.
did.
I probably
I
did.
must have been on some something else, but
Oh, man.
nah, single, living the single life right now.
Single life.
Archive in the morning.
Yeah, you already know. Wake up. Like, what the hell did I just
Oh,
put?
man. Archive in
All
the
right.
morning.
So all right. So y'all both single. All right. Why do y'all feel like y'all single? Let's start with that. Is it like on some like I'm just not looking for it right now, or is it like a generation fry? Like
Yeah, you can't surprise, bro.
Honestly, I don't know. For me, a lot of people said I be having like little turnoffs. I don't know about like, you know, talking to some girls is like, yeah, cool. Like you first interested, and then like either she open her mouth and you're like, damn, why she think like that?
bro,
And then you just turned off.
and you can't unsee
you can't
it.
unsee it.
You can't unsee it.
And then you got some girls who, I don't know, like they just you can't take serious. You can't.
Nah, that's a
you can't
fact.
take
That's
serious.
a fact.
That's a fact.
And then some girls, they want you to chase them. And, you know, if you young, you got to also think, like, protect yourself, too, like, in a way, show, like, you got value as well, so you can't just sit and chase these women. So some women, they do love being chased. Like, they love that shit, you know? So me, I'm like, I'm in a position where I'm like, nah, you know, I'm going with whoever rocking with me.
That's a fact. It's a fact. All right, what about you?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm at a prime time in life. You know, my thing is I'm a lover boy. You know.
Yeah.
So that'd be me. And if I don't catch myself, I feel like I would go a little too far. You know what I mean? And my thing is, I'll be honest. I don't want to be, up a couple $1 million and still stuck with one lady. You know, I'll be honest. I think, matter of fact, I didn't even know why I'm saying that, but because they be quoting me, but
Yep.
yeah, they be like, I watch your podcast. I'm like, listen, relax. It's just a podcast, you know. But whichever way, I feel like I don't want the commitment so early. You know, I want to be able to have fun. I'm a young dude. Definitely, I know I'm attractive. You know, ladies like me. You know. So that's the thing with it. You know. Plus, like I said, like a lot of times is you at dinner, you can't really have a conversation with a girl.
Yeah.
You know, I even asked this girl one time, I'm like, yo, I'm just laughing because I'm like, imagine if I took you to the Chinese buffet for the first date. You gonna take me serious?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so what do y'all feel like? Let's cause I want this to be meaningful, right? So they talk a lot about how like men, right, are supposed to take care of the finances and things like that. What's your standpoint on that, right? Do you feel like as a man, you should be the 100% provider, but then there's also like this new trend of like, yo, life is dead hard now. Like everybody got to kind of play their role, do their part and things like that. And in most relationships, like that's what it is, right? So what's your thought process on that as y'all like are maturing and becoming like we the new adults? You feel me?
Yeah.
So
a lot of women are out, like literally out here looking for somebody just to take care of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they actively looking for somebody to take care of them. They're looking for somebody to take them out on dates, entertain them, you know, talk to them on the phone for 3 hours at a time, you know, take pictures with, fly them out to different, you know, states, little vacations, all of that, you know what I mean? So they're looking to be taken care of, but, you know, a lot of times is not much to provide, you know, be like, all right, cool, cook, clean, but what else after that? You know, what else you gonna do? You know, so besides that, right now, I feel like there's a state where like that's really the big problem, and the huge problem is social media. Instagram
social media
is
OD.
messing up a lot of good girls that you know have a lot of potential to be able to you know be somebody's wife and really do good things.
Social media
and
making
build.
these girls get BBL. Get face surgeries. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
But for me personally, I like a girl that, you know, she might have 200-300 followers and she might not even post, you know?
Yeah, low key, little shorty.
Yeah, the low key ones, you know, and they just real quiet, real subtle, you know?
But you
and
could bring
don't know.
around
You could
because,
bring
like,
them
you're
around.
not doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes them social media girls be like doing too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting a spot, want to take pictures with Angela Yee. Sit down. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? But
They be doing too much, man.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Now, I definitely agree with the social media part. I had posted a question to my followers on my Instagram, and I was like, yo, what do y'all think is the biggest issue when it comes to our generation with relationships? Like, I feel like I know so many people who are dead single. Like everybody just kind of choosing peace at this point. Like, just being single and, like, just being okay with it. And they were like, one, they feel like we think that we have too many options, which is dead of fact, right? Because social media makes us feel like we have access to all these people, but you really meet these people in real life and they're not who they think they are. That's one. Two, like, our options really get smaller and smaller, right? Yes, there's billions of people in the world, but what's the reality of us actually meeting all billions of people? It's very slim, right? Yeah. Then you go and break it down to, like, okay, out of these people, who's like attractive, get slim, right? And then out of those people, you're like, okay, who has a good head on your shoulders, get slim.
Even more slim.
Exactly. And then it's just like, as you start to really trickle down, you realize you don't have that many options. Then I think I feel like the music that we listen to is like just makes us hate each other. Like, I'm literally on a Cash Cobain cleanse because I'm like, yo, like, his music that just make you just think about people and stuff in the most like negative way, and it's just like I don't want to move like that. You know what I'm saying? Right?
So, what do you think about the ladies that be listening to like Sexy Red and Glorilla?
Bro, I keep up with y'all one. Right? So I'm in this car with a shorty one time, right?
Yeah.
Driving to the city. She like, I'm like, oh, like you got a song request that you want to listen to song? Shorty like, oh, play the Sexy Red Drake song. I'm like, what Sexy Red Drake song? She takes my phone, types in the song, and starts playing it. Then I said, yeah, this is the last time she's coming in this vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I ain't gonna cap to you. And if you watch this, I am talking about you. Because I'm not even gonna cap to you, like, but all right. Because in the same way, I'm not gonna lie, I do listen to some music too that just be OD as well. But because it's something that I'm comfortable with, I'm not like, but I just like, I don't know. I feel like you gotta have a balance. Like, I gotta have balance. The way I live my life is 70-30. I always tell people like 70% things that make sense, add value, pushing me forward. 30% is nonsense. Cause I feel like life is funny. Life is short. You gotta kind of do like, and we're young. You feel me? I'm not about to put myself in a box and I'm only doing this. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that I only like to BS with the people I like to BS with. You feel me? Like, if you're not on timing, and I know that you're not somebody that's like cares about themselves and has something going on for themselves, I don't really care to BS with you. Right? But if I know that you my dog and like we can talk mad crap, but then we could also lock in.
Right.
I'm a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But
that's a fact.
I don't know. I just feel like social media is definitely killing, and I'm not even gonna say just the woman. Like, it's as a culture, social media is killing us. I think media in general is killing us because we don't have examples of what being together looks like. We only have examples of toxic behavior.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we start to, I mean, when you see something over and over again, you start to think that that's normal behavior. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man.
Social media is wild. Social media is wild. And that's why a lot of these, like, especially the women, they move like, you know. Sometimes I watch a clip and I'm like, this is going, and a lot of girls are sitting there agreeing with it, and I'm like, yo, this is not good for our culture. Like,
not at all. Not at all.
Not good at all.
Like, you ever see somebody post a picture? Like, I'll see a girl, she'll post a picture, she'll basically be butt naked. Like, I never understood the photo shoots where like they just go put
they covering up and they got the chest out,
like
hips.
Like everything is exposed except for like maybe a nipple and like just their private part, but everything else is like wide open, right? And then everybody in the comment like, yo, this is fire, this is fire, hard eyes. I'm like, am I missing something? And then like that would be somebody's birthday shoot or something.
In reality too, like as guys, this is the thing that a lot of girls they might not know. When you post stuff like that, you're attracting like the wrong guys. Like you're attracting guys who just really just probably just want to crack. So your DMs is gonna be flooded. You're gonna get that ego boost, but in reality, you're attracting the wrong guys. But then they get that false confidence, like, yo, I'm really bad, yo. But then it's like, because you posted a half naked pic, you gonna end up falling victim to one of them guys in your DM.
Nah, that's a fact. And I guess my thing just be like, how did you want me to feel after seeing this?
Exactly. That's what,
before I post anything, that's always my question I ask myself. How do I want people to feel after they see this post? You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I gonna feel? And then I think we have this culture now where people be like, this is body appreciation and this is this. That's all BS. It's all BS. It's all BS.
Nah, not really.
The most over sexualized person in the world, human being, is the black woman. And then to the point where like we do it to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be naked to become famous.
Right.
Like, it's just like,
so what's your thoughts though? Because I wouldn't say dated, but like I spoke to some women who they like to dress like, yo, half naked, short skirts, and then as a guy, if you kind of say something, it's like, yo, he's insecure. Yo, he's like, you know, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like, yo, if you want to dress like that, you know, go ahead. But just know, like, as a guy, we know what that's attracting. So,
Yeah.
But it starts a lot of arguments in relationships, which is like,
I would say, okay. I would say one, you gotta know your shorty.
yeah,
That's one,
yeah,
right? Because there are definitely some women out there who are like la 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 la, live,
Yeah.
laugh, love, and they kind of like do things,
Yep.
and they have like this free spirit. They wear what they want. They do
Yep.
whatever. Do you have women like that? Then you have women who are doing things specifically to attract a certain type of attention.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I think 9 times out of 10, if a girl is like that, she's like that before you even met her. Right? So it's like, if you met her like that, then like
Yeah.
she's going to be like that while in
Exactly.
relationship. You feel me? If you met her like that, it's also a spot next door. So that could be what we
Yeah,
hear.
it did sound like Steph's
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. But what was I about to say? Yeah, if you met her like that, like she's going to be like that in relationship, right? And I think that as a woman, you got to kind of have boundaries and have respect for your man too, because you don't want to be walking down the street with your man and then another man try to talk to you because of what you're wearing, and now you're putting your man in a weird situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are real life things that happen, and then
Yeah,
we have people who are mentally ill,
mentally.
and somebody can get killed over that just because you wanted to come outside
Skin
looking.
out, yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
But I also know, like, as a man, you got to know your woman too. So I think it's like, it's a respect thing.
definitely.
Respect. But I don't think a man saying something automatically makes him insecure.
Yeah.
So now how about the question where, say for example, the ladies that do post the half naked pictures, or they always in the bikini, they always on the beach, they always at the spa doing something, you know? Are guys like the guys like that might like it? Are we a part of the problem? Like the post.
Like the post?
Just like it. You think we a part of the problem?
You do that?
Instagram be telling you when people like stuff.
You do that, bro?
Instagram be telling you.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't trying to burst your bubble or nothing.
I be double tapping because you know
You like what you see.
like
Okay.
what you see.
Again, I feel like if you put it out there, it's
Yeah.
for people
It's for
to
people,
see.
yeah.
You clearly want people to see. You want people to engage with it.
Yeah.
I think that, me personally, like, even when I have like you have to be like my very, very, very close friend where like people know that if I like this picture, it's not on some weird stuff. But
Yeah.
if you're just somebody I have on Instagram, I'm not liking a bikini photo,
Yeah.
nothing like that, because it's just like, what am I liking that for? You know what I'm saying? Because my like is telling you like I like it, and I know we be like social media not that deep, because it's not, but like sometimes stuff just be like the optics of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want, like, no, because social media would that be like Aaliyah do it and 10 others like this.
They be
You-
snitching. They be
you feel
snitching
me? So it's just
100%.
like, I'm not about to be that likes like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like,
handing them shits out.
okay, I feel like, all right, you like the picture or you like the story?
Nah, I like the picture. Oh, if I like the story, that mean I'm trying to slide in the
Yeah, I
DMs.
feel like if you like the story, like, you want timing.
Yeah, I'm
you
trying
want
to
timing,
slide
You
in
want
the
timing.
DMs. Yeah.
All right, so, okay, how do you feel like a man should go about approaching a woman? Like, if you was talking to your little brother right now or something, you was spitting game, you was like, yo, this how you think you should go about that?
I mean, I do a lot of approaching at times, but usually starts off. For me personally, a lot of ladies like my smile, so I already will come off smiling off the gate, and usually I start off with a compliment. You know, I'd be like, you know, I just wanted to stop and say you just look gorgeous. That's it.
Oh, my fault.
You know,
My fault, bro.
and then
My fault.
and like thank you, you know, and then it just goes on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. They compliment. You gotta read body language though.
That's a fact.
Like, I ain't gonna front. Sometimes it's like, yo, if you kind of see her like, and like she ain't giving you the time, you're like, ah, yeah, fuck it. Like, but if you kind of see like her smiling back, but don't get it messed up. Some girls are just friendly. Like,
Yeah.
they
Some
smile
girls
at
are
you,
dead friendly.
and then you take that as a sign, and it's not really that. So yeah, definitely compliment. Of course, if it's like a one-time interaction, you gotta try to get the gram or try to get the number. So
Word.
That's a fact.
But I always do Instagram and number.
yeah.
Like, oh, that's you on Instagram.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
TK.
My method, get the gram.
Yeah.
Once I get the gram,
It's the gram.
once you get the gram, like, you can swipe up, say something, or a girl also know what she want too. So she'll swipe up and say something to you too, things like that. Then I'm not gonna lie, I take a minute to respond. That take a minute to respond. Then I hit them. Then we would like go back and forth a couple times. Then I hit them like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be on my IG like that, like.
Send me your number. Send me your number.
You feel me? Because you dead get caught up in a DM. You feel me? Like you get caught up in a DM. But I feel like if you have my direct contact, like you just text my phone.
That's most important.
You feel me? Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Nah, that I'm weak. Nah, that a fact. But yeah, all right. So our last question, right? So we on a Young and Dumb show, right? So I want to talk about, right, what is some of the, like, not dumbest, right, but what are some of those, like, things that you've done when you're young where you've really learned from? Like, what's a lesson that you really learned, like, lately or at a young age? Like, give us some game.
Relationship wise?
Just if you want to talk about relationship, but just in general, like, what's something that you really learned? Like,
that was dumb.
Like, you did something. It could be recurring, or it could just be a lesson of yours. But like, what's something that you've learned? Or matter of fact, we in a new year. What's something that you learned in 2024?
2024.
One thing that definitely helped out for 2024. I'll be honest, like the beginning of 2024 was mindset wise was terrible for me. You know, for almost like 8 months. Very, very bad because I did make some bad moves. That not necessarily bad moves, but just not calculated moves. You know what I mean? And that was financially. And I won't even say it was bad moves because it always, you know, works out in a way where it has to work out, right? So, so just not making calculated moves. You know, I made some bad investments that just wasn't right. That, you know, just didn't make sense to do. But one thing that was able to pivot was definitely, I would say, is collaboration. You know, trying to start something from the ground up is the most difficult thing that you can do. You know, and not to say it can't be done, but if you have the right people around you and you have the right people that are going in the same direction as you, definitely join something that's already moving. Learn from what that is, and then, you know, take that as much as you can. If you want to continue like running as a collaboration, you continue doing that. If you feel like, all right, cool, you guys' missions and your values just change after a while, you take that and you just run and you do your own thing. But as far as like some of the lessons that I learned was definitely collaboration. You know, it's much easier to join something that's already moving, you know, provide your value in that way, and then, you know, you be able to take off. You don't have to be, you know, the 100% guy of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of the things that worked out for me in business wise and, you know, just relationship wise was always been collaborations. So, you know, I would say, you know, collaborate with somebody that that's doing, you know, certain things. If you guys' missions align, your values align, your goals align, you know, work together. Work together.
Well, let me ask you this though, real quick though, to follow up on that. How do you get that collaboration going? Because I think a lot of times, sometimes people may feel like they don't have enough value to add, or they may be scared to reach out to someone, right? So what's your technique of like reaching out, or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that?
Well, it can either be money, right? It could either literally investing, as far as like paying your way through, or just like certain skills that you have up in under your sleeves, right? A lot of times we're either gonna, you know, spend either one or two things. You're gonna spend your time or you're gonna spend your money, right? For some people, they might be in an area where their time is spread thin. They can't really focus on certain areas of their business or certain things. Like, say for example, in your case, you got a podcast. Your time is spread thin, so now somebody was to come in and help you, like, yo, listen, Aaliyah, you know, I also wanted to start a podcast for the longest while, but you know, it's just been so hard to get that first episode going. You know what? I actually could use your help. You know, you could probably just come into the studio and you could just produce, you know, and then produce goes from producer to manager. Next thing you know, you might be sitting on the couch, you know, and you guys are running it like that. So you could probably, you know, come in and help somebody else out as far as if they're spread, you know, their time is spread thin, or if you're in a situation where you can literally pay your way to get in, like, you pay your way to get in. You know, a lot of the guests that we started off with, like when we first started the podcast, it's like all the people that I already knew, and it's because I either one, I probably went to a conference. I probably already invested into a mentorship, and it was a part of the same thing or something, right?
Yeah.
So I just wrote out a whole list of people that I knew, and I'm like, all right, cool. This person, I know this person. I got his number. This amount of followers he got on his gram. We could probably collaborate. We could do something.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's one thing that definitely helped me out. 2024 going into 2025 now.
That's a fact. What about you, Ayu?
I'd say probably trying to get over the because as you see yourself growing, more emotion and things like that, you could kind of have that imposter syndrome. Like, damn, like, am I really like sort of questioning your value and things like that. So sometimes you got to step back and understand, like, yo, you do have a lot of value. Because the thing is that if you don't see value in yourself, people are going to take advantage. So they counting on you not to realize that. So just holding yourself to, you don't got to be prideful, but just understanding, like, the value you provide and, not questioning it.
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah, I would say to answer the question, mine is, I think I learned that, so every year I kind of go into the year with a word that I focus on. Like, this is my word, this is what I'm doing. Like, for example, this year my word is discipline.
Discipline. Right?
Like, extreme discipline. Like, I feel like I'm disciplined, but, like, having extreme discipline. Like, last year my word was execution. So I've seen I was able to accomplish and do so much last year because I constantly was knowing, like, just stop focus. But I realized that with everything that I executed on, it created more tasks for me, more work for me, right? And I think for me, I just wanted to do things that make sense, right? So I learned that just because you have an idea, right? Because when you're an entrepreneur, you're constantly going to just have ideas. Things are constantly going to just always come to you. And I learned that just because I have an idea does not mean that I have to act on it right then and there. Like, I have to flesh it out, right? I have to write it down so I don't forget, but that doesn't mean that I have to actually go and create that business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because then now I have 10 businesses, but only one is doing well. Versus if I have 3 businesses that I'm hardcore focused on, and I focus on this one thing, get this one thing down packed, then I could jump on to the next thing. So that's what I'm taking in for 2025. Just like, extreme execution, but focused.
Definitely.
Right.
I got to give you your flowers, too, because I've seen a lot of progress over these last
Appreciate
few years
you.
since I met you at InvestFest. So you ended up getting your own booth.
Appreciate you.
Merch sold out.
And you got bigger this year too,
Appreciate you.
So I see the work, and I'm like, damn, Aaliyah working.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I appreciate you.
Like, I already know, like, 2025 is going to be even a bigger year for you. So
Nah, yeah, facts. Y'all as well. I'm trying to tell people, like, yo, I just made a post with my close friends the other day. I said, yo, entrepreneurship hard. Take the job off.
Take it.
Nah. But yeah, it's a lot that goes into this. I think we make it look easy. Right, because it's very hard to post like every single thing that you may be going through in the process, but it's a part of the story. And I think something that just keeps me focused and level-headed is knowing that, like, everything that we're going through, people went through it already.
Right.
Every single person. Like, no matter how rich you are, no matter how, like, there's some people who's a little bit more set up, but no matter how set up you are, there's still going to be F-ups and things that you go through, right? So it's what makes you the entrepreneur, what makes you that person, what makes you get to that top is the person who's resilient enough to get through that. You know what I'm saying? And in business, you're going to have high months, you're going to have low months, you're going to have, like, nobody is exempt from that. You know what I'm saying? And when I just study success, right? And when I hear them speak, we all say the same thing. So it's just like, this guy, you got to play the course.
That's so true.
Yeah,
that's
a fact. But where can the people find y'all? Where can people tune into y'all? Y'all personal pages and y'all business page. Yeah.
But, you can find me at Iyodeji, Iyodeji. And then follow the podcast page, Motion and Success. We just had a Leo on there. Episode was fire.
Yeah.
Fact.
Viral. But yeah, just tap in and just know 2025 you're gonna see more coming for us. We got a community coming up, so definitely y'all just tap in, stay tuned, and keep supporting.
Yo, it's so funny that you say that because I usually ask that question. What's your Instagram? How can people find you, y'all?
Nah, I mean, that's how you got to end it off. Like, you know what I mean? It's but so many ways to end it off.
Yeah, but like Ayo said, go ahead and follow the Motion and Success page on Instagram, YouTube. Definitely dropping, episodes every single Sunday, so tune into that. Also, if you're in a situation where you need help to get funding for your business, tap in with me on Instagram, My Instagram is Brown Hustles. So BrownHustles. Brown Hustles.
Facts.
Right.
Now, y'all dead are going viral though because this guy I used to buy sneakers from when I was like mad young. He had like a little sneaker size store.
Yeah.
He just a random man that sells sneakers. He cool with my mom. So he hit up my mom like, yo, I'm super proud of your daughter. I saw her on this podcast.
Word?
The podcast was yours.
Word?
I'm like, how does he know about this? Like, and this is a random dude. Like, in his store in the Bronx now. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
y'all definitely making noise.
crazy.
So keep doing what y'all
Did you
doing.
have one of our clips in the family chat too?
Yeah, yes. I'm in a family chat. My family sent a video. We got these chats. They send like IG videos.
Yeah.
And in the chat, I go look. They like, oh, we should do this. I go look. I said, oh, the guys is in the family chat. I'm weak. I'm like, nah. Now I'm proud of y'all though,
Wow,
for real. So
thank
keep
you.
it going.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all for coming on the platform. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all learned in this episode. Make sure you share with somebody. Let's get it. We out.
Sure,
Talk
yeah.
to y'all soon.
Yeah.